Examine and explain 3 issues that can lead to the deterioration of a person's mental health. Good morning, Miss. This is the topic that I'll be doing my speech on today. Being mentally ill is not a destination, but it is a process about how you arrive and how you live. Mental health, it can be defined by the World Health Organization as being a state of being. A state of being of the mind, a state of being of the soul, and a state of being of emotion. Mental health encompasses a person's own ability to cope with stresses in life. According to the World Health Organization, mental health includes subjective well-being perceived by self-efficiency, autonomy, competency, and also self-actualization. The Well-Being Association describes mental illness as being a behavioral or mental issue that is affixed to one person or more than one person. It is also seen as an impuration of a person's personal functioning. The first issue that I'll be discussing today under the deterioration of a person's mental illness is deterioration. I will be discussing the first topic, genetics. Genetics is a branch of biology. Genetics involves what a child or a person gets from their biological parents. So a person's gene is mostly derived from their parents. The genes is a unit of heredity which is transferred from one parent to the offspring or from both parents. Okay. The characteristics of an offspring involves mostly what they have gotten from their parents. So if a person is mentally ill, most likely it's what happened in their family or person is mentally ill. For example, if an individual's close relative, like their mother or their father, suffers from schizophrenia, it is highly possible that that child or that individual will be schizophrenic also. The mere fact that the genes plays a very important role in a child's development or in a person's development overall can determine the thin line between if that person will become mentally ill or if that person will be stable. And you must always remember that there's a thin line between a person who is stable and a person who is mentally ill. People are triggered by different things. Even identical twins share the same DNA, so it is still possible that one of them may be susceptible to mental deterioration. The second issue that I will be discussing that leads to deterioration of a person's mental health is stress. According to the World Health Organization, stress is the body's ability to read about signs that are happening in the body and it completely shuts down. Not only does one become unpleasant when he or she is stressed, he or she also drowns his or herself in doing things that are unhealthy. The connection between stress and mental health. Stress can lead to mental health. Stress also causes depression, anxiety, post-traumatic disorder, and a lot more. All of these things that stress causes can long-term lead to deterioration of mental health. Stress can over time have a negative and on individual's health, and if prolonged, he or she will become mentally ill. Okay, finally, chemical-induced cytosis. Chemically induced cytosis can be formed or derived from persons who overtake on drugs. This is caused by the inclusion of drugs itself. So, if a person has too much of one drug in his or her body, then they're at a risk of becoming chemically